Good evening, everyone. I hope we're streaming. I'm having a bit of a delay on my end and I'm fading in and out. Hopefully we are streaming. It's pouring, so hopefully that doesn't affect our streaming this tonight. Okay, so it's Royal Psychic Live TV, streaming from Sydney, Australia, 9 p.m. Thanks everybody for tuning in. I can see some of you starting to join in, so at least we're live. Okay, let's see if we can sort this out. Okay, so it's Thursday, 9 p.m. Sydney, Australia, Eastern Standard Time. So let us all know where you're tuning in from and what the weather's been like. Today we have two fantastic psychics in the studio this evening. We have Allan Hamlin, an international psychic clairvoyant, who will be up first. He's got a lot to share with us this evening. I've also worked with him on Psychic PTV Australia for a few years there, and also on a few events around Australia. He's well known. He's a very talented man. I can't wait to get him on board, but I will let Allan tell you a little bit more about himself when I get him on. Okay, so I'll pop his name up so we'll make him feel nice and welcome. Don't forget, guys, to like and share our stream this evening. Tag a friend, share it to a local social media page. That'll be fantastic. Now, with your questions this evening, please be direct so we can connect in quicker and easier. That way we get through a lot of you guys, because we do have a few jumping on this evening. I've already got 40-something comments coming through, so that's fantastic. So please like and share and grow our family. As I said, we do have Allan up this evening, so I'm going to bring him straight up into the studio. Okay, let's see how I go, guys, and hopefully it's not freezing. Why? Oh, it's sort of not freezing now.
Hi, Angel. Good, thank you, dear. How are you? And hello to all the viewers at this stage. I hope wherever you are in this lovely world of ours that you're doing well, and hopefully I can connect with you and give you some guidance tonight as well.
Fantastic, Allan. I'm just stoked to have you on board. And by the way, guys, to book Allan in for tonight, I had to wait months in advance, and I mean months, guys. And before I get him on next, it's going to be another few months wait. He's absolutely chocolate's booked out. He's got so much going on, but I'll let Allan share with you what he has happening, what he has coming up for 2021, and how he reads and connects with everybody.
Yeah, thank you, Angel. Hello to you all again, and I'll explain a little bit about how I work first. I'm a psychic and a medium, so as a psychic, we read energy and we begin to give guidance based on energy, numbers, the voice, all sorts of things. In this format, I'll do my best just to tune into your name and the vibration of your name and the question around it and give you guidance. I'm also a medium as well, and that means communicating with the spirit world. And for some of you, I know that it's exciting to communicate with the spirit world, but the only thing we can't do is I can't determine who that is. So you might have a request to speak to a father or a sister or a child, and I'll just do my best to connect with the spirit and get a little bit of information from them and see what they can come through, because sometimes it's our guides who will come through. It could be a grandmother, it could be somebody that's, you know, related to us that's in the spirit world that wants to come through and give a message, and so we'll just see how we go. There's also a few pets around tonight as well, so if we happen to have a cat or a dog or a ferret or a snake come through and have a chat sometimes, well, we can do that as well. As far as what's coming up in 2020 and 2021 for me, we've got very big news. We're about to open up a spiritual center in the Penrith region, which is very close to where I live, and reading for people and having customers and clients that are looking for help and guidance is a passion of mine. And we're about to just open up a facility that allows us to do readings, group bookings, seminars, live shows. We've also about to embark down the path of bringing on a counselling hypnotherapist, and we're kind of expanding our services to include counselling, holistic services, hypnotherapy, strategic psychotherapy. So we'll be doing a lot of those things, and stay tuned because we're not open just yet, but it's on the way, and we're very excited about it. And we're stay tuned because we'll announce it on Facebook in the following weeks to come when we're ready to go. But also, what's exciting about that is that we'll be opening up some new appointments around that as well, because at the moment we're kind of like looking for more time to do readings, and when we open this new facility we might be able to do so as well. So in a nutshell, that's kind of what I do.
So you heard it here first, guys. It's going to be a one-stop shop at Penrith. Now, I have a huge following on here in the Penrith region. So, guys, you heard it here first. Penrith, the new shop. one-stop shop with everything. And did you just hear all of those people that he's going to have on board with all those different credentials? Definitely pop on out to Penrith. Okay. Allan, so so would you like to start connecting in with your viewers?
Absolutely. Let's see where we go. Now, the way we'll start with is just a straight clairvoyance roll. And if a spirit wants to pop in and say hello at some stage of the session, they'll certainly do so. But for now, we'll tune into your questions and we'll tune into it through clairvoyance. And we'll just see how we go. I'll always look to be really constructive and really helpful in your life.
Awesome. Now, I've got a few people just jumping on saying hello, so I'll just pop a few of them up just because they're all saying hi to you.
Mm-hmm.
And
hi from New Zealand.
Lovely. Thanks for joining in, gorgeous. Who else have we got on here?
Welcome on, Bella.
Okay, we've got... They've been on for a while, so I thought we'll just quickly say a few shout-outs. Okay, hang on. Who have we got here? Is it coming up?
Yeah, we've got Sarah at the moment. That was just up.
I can't see it on mine. As long as you're there, we go. You got it. I
will read the message. Please love a message from the spirit. Have upcoming surgery also, which I'm a bit concerned about. Thank you. Okay, I'll tell you the good and the bad around this, Sarah. And the feeling is that if we're going to talk about surgery, it may be a little bit of a longer recovery time for you than what you're expecting. But all I really want for you is just to be very patient and allow yourself time to recuperate. I start to feel the spirit world come in around me as well, where I know there's a lady that also wants to join me. This lady would have gone very quickly into the spirit world, and she keeps saying to me, I look like her, Allan, I look like her. So that would tie me into your father's energy and your father's family. And there's a really strong connection to this lady going in her late years, maybe 84, 85, into the spirit world, that kind of age. Something very important about the day that she passes as well, which would be very close to Dad's birthday or her children's birthday. It's almost on exactly the same day. And so as this lady comes close to me, she says, Allan, tell her that the surgery will be fine. She'll be good. And what I sometimes like to do when I'm dealing with mediumship is give you some signs as well. There'll be an event that comes up just before your surgery, and it feels like you're going to see an image, and the image will be of a ladybug or a bird or a flying insect. And it's just an image, and it'll be just before the surgery. And all it is a sign for you to say it'll go really well. And you might be walking along, and then on the back of the truck, there's this ladybug or this flying symbol, and all you need to do is say, I'll be good, I'll be well. Again, give yourself more time to recover, and I know that we will get through it eventually. I think this is a positive space, but it's just going to take a little bit longer than you think. Thank you.
Beautiful. Just let me know if the questions are popping up, Alex. It's taking a delay on my end.
Hello, Flaminia. Hello from the Blue Mountains. That's an area I know well. I'm actually speaking from the Blue Mountains now.
Oh, lovely, lovely. Who have we got next?
Tula, good evening. So excited for tonight. Would love a reading. Is my father around? If not any other message from any other guide. What I do have, Tula, is a foreign nationality coming in around me, because I start to have inside my head, I start to talk in Greek or Cypriot or something along those lines. They show me a birthday, and it's very important about it. I start to say, because I can hear them saying happy anniversary, happy birthday. I know that if I'm going to link him with your father, he doesn't come alone. Feels like he's from a very large family, maybe one of 7 or one of 6 people, but I can feel he keeps saying to me the 6 of us or the 7 of us, very significant I speak about. He's smiling a lot for me as well, and then wants to take me back to the old country and wants to start speaking about living back with the family now and living back on the land. He also makes me feel like that he may be buried with another spirit or another person that's very significant for you as well, because he says to me, tell her I'm not alone, Allan. And it makes me feel that I'm just going to start talking about there's a lot of family members around him and with him and keeping him company. Very jovial man, very jovial energy. I can smell beautiful cooking and beautiful food. He speaks to you and he wants to talk about your children all of a sudden. And he says, don't worry, give it 3 more weeks. So whatever's going on around you, whatever's connected to the children, feels like I want to sort it out within 3 weeks. Might be around accommodation, might also be around I also feel like the transport and the way I'm getting to and fro work and the way I'm getting to and fro school, there's an element of the transport here and trying to sort out logistics. He just says, give it 3 more weeks and the logistics will be okay. He also wants to take me into your house. He's starting to show me your house. And he says to me, Allan, go to the mantelpiece and there's my photo. There's something else next to it that's important to him as well. And it may be that right next to the photo is almost, I'm not sure if it's a candle or if it's a cross, but he's kind of making me feel that I need to start talking about the religious icons. And you may have some angels and you may have some religious icons that are very important to you as well, because he starts to open you up to the spirit in a great way. Again, he says, give it 3 weeks, things will begin to settle down. He also mentions Mercury retrograde. So that also means that there's a breakdown of communication and a breakdown of logistics. We're nearly out of that space, but 3 more weeks and I think things will be able to move forward for you. Your dad says hello. He's trying to give me a word, which is not in which is in a different nationality. And it might be, or it's a name, and it sounds a little bit like Farouk or Faru or Faroon. It's a name that sounds like that. He's trying to verbalize a particular compliment, I think, but I don't know the language, so I can only give you what it sounds like at this stage. Hopefully that's helpful for you, Tula.
That's beautiful. That's just wonderful. They're beautiful readings. Thank you, Allan.
Desley Brown, my question is there anyone in the spirit who has a message for me? Thank you for this opportunity. Hello, Desley. You've got a lot of spirit around you, and you're one of the energies that actually has some animal communication coming around me at the moment. I can see little dogs jumping around you, bunnies, all sorts of things. Not sure if you're looking for children at the moment, but there's also a spirit baby standing with you presently. And that spirit seems to be very closely linked to your mother as well. So I do know that I have a feeling sometimes when I link with the spirit world, I can also start to communicate with spirit who are babies who want to come through and introduce themselves to their mothers before they come along. You have the energy of one of those children wanting to be there. So it's all about family. Now, there's a little bit of challenge coming up for you in the next 4 weeks. It feels like it may drag on to Christmas, and they're saying to me, don't get involved in the arguments. Don't get involved in, other people's gossip, other people's agendas. Keep to yourself, work with it. They also want to start to talk about me about going overseas next year, and they say start planning the trip, start planning the airplane again, start planning. There's a lot going on around you, massive amounts of spirit, all sorts of things taking place. I also feel like I need to bring the name Charlie in around this as well, which could be also pet related, whether you or your family have a dog called Charlie or a pet named Charlie, but lots of animal communication. And and to give you a little bit of a sign about what's coming up for you, we're going to start having stray dogs turn up on your doorstep, because I start to feel like the animals are trying to communicate with you in a way that says, Allan, tell her within 4 weeks. There's also a stray dog that keeps turning up, keep turning up, keep turning up. He also shows me, there's a spirit that's with me, it's a male, shows me a house number. That house number looks like 28, but it could be 26. It's very close to that. And they keep talking about going to 26 or being in the 26 home. Important for me to tie your energies into that house. The 2-6 or the 2-8. But the spirit keeps saying to me, it's a very important home for her to walk into, very important place for be there. You're a lovely energy for me to read, my darling. And when the animals all start to come in around you, I'd probably want to spend a little bit longer with you and talk to the animals. But for this particular format, all I will say is that look for the stray dog on your doorstep. That's a signpost that within 4 weeks, your life is starting to say, all right, loyalty, people around you that just really want to support you. That's on the way. Thank you, Desley.
Oh, that's awesome. They're loving these readings.
Susan Oliver. Hi, Angel. Do I take the new job with current employer, or will I get the job with another employer I've applied for, which is the way to go? My honest advice, Susan, get out of there. Like you have to create your own judgment. But what I start to feel with the new employer is the meetings that we take place. Sometimes it's not about having the exact right job. What it's about is actually meeting the correct people, which change our life. Jobs are work, and generally speaking, we hope that they're passionate. But where the spirit world really get involved is the contacts that we have as friends, lifelong acquaintances, opportunities for our future. For you, it actually comes through the people of the new employers. So what will create from there is 2 people come into your life. You go to the new job, and there'll be a person there that sounds a little bit like Carly or Kylie. It'll be that name in the new job. And when you get there, you'll say, I found the right lady. I found the right space. She will have a mother that's in the spirit world that when you get there will have just crossed over or just recently crossed. And the goal for you is to say, oh my God, a medium told me about this, and I was going to, and you know that's the friendship space, because we're going to start talking spiritually. You're going to opening up her world a little bit, and you almost like you're going to go to events and spiritual events and looking for mediums and looking for psychics. I know that the new job creates opportunities for you through the people that you meet. It's not necessarily the job to begin with, even though I do like the way that you can transition into it, but some very important people that you meet that could become lifelong friends. And I would take that any day over the security of kind of where you are right now, because what comes out from it is adventure, even a space that opens up to around traveling with these people and moving around the country, and just for them to be part of your family and you part of theirs. So watch for that space. Look for that lady's name when you go to the next job. It's always your decision, but I'm here to guide you. If you jump, it'll work out really well for you. If you stay, then keep the security, that's fine. But if you jump, I know it'll be good for you. Thank you, Susan.
I'm just absolutely loving these. I'm supposed to be sharing the program, and I keep getting drawn back to the reading.
Jody Doyle. Hi, Angel. Love to hear from my dad. Feeling down. Thank you. Look, I'm going to be honest with you, Jody. You've got good reasons to feel down, so I don't want you to deny this way that you're feeling. The whole point about these feelings is they're coming up for a reason, and that reason will be around change. Your dad will come through for me, but he starts to go through a place of pain. And so that may mean that it just takes a little bit longer to link with him, because he starts to feel like, I don't want to be here anymore, or it's my time to go, it's time to move on. He wants to talk about your mother a little bit as well, but he kind of makes me feel like, take care of mum, look after her. And there's a little bit kind of information. Now, I've got a stepfather in the spirit world called Thomas, and that would be Thomas Leslie, and I can hear that name coming in. That would have to be connected to the spirit as well. And it may be first or second name, but I know Thomas or Leslie comes in around the spirit who wants to look after you and guide you. I start to see a little bit of a split in your aura, meaning that what it is it's kind of the psyche within the mind looking for change. What happens is, if we're not completely in the right path, then the spirit starts to make us feel a little bit restless. So don't judge the feeling that you're going through. Don't try to deny it. Simply say, what is the message? Where's it taking me? And start to go inside yourself and start to go and find what the message is. Why am I unhappy? Why am I sad? Why am I down? What's the point around this? Don't deny the energy. But as a psychic and a medium, we have to break down energy. We don't deny the idea of a suicide coming through, or we don't deny the idea of a person who's gone through a difficult circumstance. We try to break it down. We try to connect with it. We try to put all of our energy into understanding what it's telling us. And then your own spirit will wake up and will say, okay, off to the next step. Now, the best time for you is not till February of next year. So that means a little bit of this internal work is going to be required for a little while. They take me to a place, and they take me directly to the coast, and I can see all these kangaroos and sheep and echidnas and all sorts of animals running around. So it's going to be back to nature, but in a way that's farmland, rural land. So for you, we're getting to rural accommodation, rural spaces, back to the simplicity of it all, and just allowing you to feel like that you've kind of got space around you. And what will come in is, as you clear your aura, is a message from your own soul saying, okay, here's where we're going. Here's what we're doing. Come February, though, big changes on the way, but you've got a bit of time to get there. So give yourself all the internal work you need till February. Then the universe will come in a funny way and kind of start slapping you around and saying, right, time to move on now. And that's what's coming. So hopefully that's helpful for you.
Beautiful. Loving it, loving it. I'm going to have to sneak my own name up there later.
Melina Jerris. Would love to see what you see for me in work, family, and health. Hi, Melina or Melina. I like your vibration. Now, there's just a little bit of an energy around you of going backwards before I go forwards. If I'm to give you correct guidance and correct advice, it would be not to work with people I've worked with before, because I start to feel that I'm repeating old patterns, or I'm not allowing myself to project a little more success. This is a complicated future space, because I think you're very intelligent, but I almost think that I'm changing careers from what I've studied. So that could mean that you feel like you're wasting some of your previous studies, or that you aren't quite sure how to integrate your future with what you already know. Don't go backwards. Don't work with people or repeat what you've been doing in the past. Time for a little bit of change. I can also see, what's the word? Suits on you. I start to feel office environment, and I start to feel that I'm moving offices within the office. If I go into your workforce or your workplace, they keep showing me you're just moving desks, or you're just adding a computer screen or moving all of your components. We're trying to shift the desk. We're trying to move things around you. Not only that, I think they open up one of your drawers, and I can start to smell Mentos, and I can't start to smell Chewies. And I'm not sure if you're having a little nibble at work as in your drawer whether they want to open. And they say to me, Allan, look in there. There's a bit of a stash there for her. I think they want to be funny to show you where they are, but I'm just getting this feeling. Now, before I leave you, I see Tony Robbins, Anthony Robbins, inspirational speaking. So that means motivational courses. That starts to mean I'm starting to look at things that mean like you're also a little bit of a teacher's energy for me. So that means long term, I feel like that the spirit world want you to be in a position of giving lectures or discourses or talking about your expertise. There's a teacher space that is around you that I know works well for you long term. All I say is, don't repeat the old patterns. Don't go backwards. Don't work with who you've worked with before. Challenge yourself to kind of start again. Important birthday coming in around me, September 8th or September 7. I think it's spirit related, and it may be the time of passing or the time of the birthday that's very important for them. And there's a really strong connection to like the name Joe, Joseph, that sounding name. So there's a spirit trying to link in with you. Say, Allan, teaching's coming for her. Teaching's coming for her. I'll move on to the next one.
Beautiful. You're just, I'm loving it.
Yeah. We'll have some fun too. We'll enjoy ourselves. Hello, Rebe. Hi, Rebe. Hello. Can't wait to see if I can get a reading. Well, yes, you can get a reading, Rebe. Okay, Rebe, the good, the bad, and the indifferent. I'm a very straight shooter reader, and there's a little bit of stubborn energy around you, and it's either you or it's your partner. Full stop. And all I would say is I can see two butting heads, two rams together butting heads, and it's important that you don't take a backward step, but we do it in a way that's a little bit politically correct, because I just kind of feel like that you'll be dragging people to yourself that may just want to challenge you and challenge your authority and challenge what it means to be Rebe. And it just means keep it cool, take your time. There's a lot going on around you. I'm just looking for your picture at the moment, trying to tune into your energy a little bit more, because I'm not getting it from your name. That tells me that the name is either not your full name, or it doesn't completely serve me, because it may be Rhiannon that is your name, or it may be another name similar to that. And it's almost like I want to start projecting my energy, not in a nickname space, but in a very professional space. I see new business cards coming up for you. I see the title of your cards. I can see gold foil and silver foil. So it's very much about projecting yourself professionally. If I were to offer you some advice, again, be forthright, but not belligerent. Be in your power, but not abusive with it, and be in your space that allows people to come and go freely without the feeling that they need to challenge you, because the energy around you makes me feel like people look at you. Could be jealousy, or it could be a little bit of they feel threatened by you. But if we soften your energy into a little bit of the counseling space, I start to feel much better, much more harmonious. And it means you may also lose a very good friend this year, meaning that they disappear to another state, or they start to move on for their career, and I lose them in a space that they're no longer in your life for a period of time. It's just a break, but it's a really good friend, and it's a really close girl that's for you, and other opportunities break open for her. And it just means stay in touch, but there's another path that's open around her. It might be a T name like Tali, Tania, that sounding name, and you might find that young lady that's connected to you has this new future that opens up for her that takes her away from you. You come back together, but she must be important to your life for the spirit world to bring it up. Again, no butting heads, but be strong, not belligerent, and you'll have all the success you need for at least 8 months. So keep on keeping on. Thank you. We've got a few people just saying hi at the moment.
Yeah. I can see there. It's just playing up on me. Is it Gina?
Gina Mansfield. Hello, would love a reading. I'd like to know if I will have any more children soon. Now, the good news is I see spirit baby around you. It may mean, though, that there's a little bit of, there's a small amount of trial that comes in around you with children, Gina, meaning, and if I'm going to be constructive with it, it feels like, I tell you what, the spirit world has shown me a story. And the story is my sister was trying for a pregnancy years and years ago. And I'm going to be funny about this. And she used to call her husband up and say, darling, I'm at 37.6 degrees. Get home right now. It's time to it's time to be intimate. And she used to tell me that story. I used to laugh all the time because all I'd do is hear the phone ring and talk to her and say to me, I've called him again, Allan, I've called him again. And it's a funny story. And so to work with you, it feels like conditions just need to be right. What I'm eating, what I'm around, the timing of conception. I feel there's a baby there. I do, but there's just a little bit, because I'm actually coming into your energy right now, and I'm just feeling a little bit sluggish around the reproductive area. And all it is doing some energy work, changing diet a little bit, making conditions ideal and relaxing a little bit as well, and just saying, okay, let go, let God, but put my body, my mind, and my space into a relaxed vibration. And you will find that what happens is the spirit comes. We're still a little way away. I'm thinking 7 months. If that's where I feel like I can see you at a really happy place, and that may be where we're through the first trimester and we're going well and we're doing okay. I like the idea of children around you. It's like it's interesting. I can see twins here, and I don't think it's twins that are coming into the agenda, but I kind of do feel like that maybe if we're starting to fall pregnant, you fall pregnant on exactly the same day as you've done in the past, or the conception date or the expected birth date is exactly the same as one of your other children. So there's a duality to this that tells me that it's meant to happen. And when I see, oh my God, meant to be born April 24, April 23, and then you've already had a child that's been born on that date, you'll know it's just meant to happen. We're just not quite there. But, because I can see the spirit child waiting to come through, I think we're just waiting for the right conditions, and that's in your own personal life. But yeah, give it a little bit of time. I think we're closer than we think, but a little further still.
Beautiful. For those that's just joined us, this is Allan Hamlin this evening. So thank you guys for sharing and joining. So yeah, keep coming on with those beautiful comments.
Jess Lee Taylor, hello, how are you? I'd like to know if I'm going to do well in my new business, and is my daughter's leg going to be okay? The daughter's leg is probably a little bit more of a concern for me to begin with. Without the right management, it becomes a little more long-term. So it kind of makes me feel like I'm investigating alternative therapy. I can see a TENS machine involved here, which may mean that what we're starting to look at is electrical impulse, muscle connectivity, starting to work on the tendons and the electrical signals through the tendons, which can be a little bit longer term if we don't look after it as well. The thing I guard against is chronic incapacities or permanent concerns, and the way we get around that is muscle stimulation. It doesn't have to be electrical stimulation. Go to your physios and go to the doctors and allow them to work with you in a way that kind of helps you to understand what's going on in the space. I start to see her running around again, though, which is very good for you as well. But I also see the idea of heavy plaster and maybe a cast space there too. So it just means the right treatment, and it just means I don't want too early, but I do want to go to water therapy and water treatment as well, because I'm starting to play netball and I'm starting to see like ankles and knees turning and twisting. And Even though I'm a little bit worried about it, it just means we've got to make sure we have the right therapies. So question every piece of medical advice you get to make sure what's the outcome, what are we trying to achieve. Get a couple of opinions if you feel like it's really necessary, because I do want to just make sure you're getting the right treatment first time. But again, I'm not a doctor. Doctors will tell you one thing, but get two opinions, make sure you're happy with it, and then commit. It'll be pretty good. Your new business, it feels like it needs another support structure with it. That tells me that maybe you need to make sure you've got a good cash backup around it. And that also means that further down the track, you might actually look to sell the first iteration of this business or bring on another partnership space, because I need two of you in the business just to give you a little bit of support, but also to work on the areas that you may not necessarily thrive in yourself, other expertise that gives you the time that you need. There's an element of manufacturing or scents around this as well. I smell beautiful products. So candles, citronella, rose water. There's an element here of making your business smell beautiful. So whatever you're doing, I just smell it. I feel it smelling lovely, and it's all about stimulating the senses, and that will move whatever you're doing. Just quickly back to the daughter. Okay. It sounds like Michaela, or I don't think it's Michelle, but it's Michaela, a young girl around her. And if I go to a doctor or a treatment process and she meets young Michaela, she's with the right doctor. She's with the right support structure for her leg. So you go somewhere, you're in the foyer, you go and get some therapy done, and in the foyer is a little girl called Michaela doing the same therapy. You know you're in the right place. And that's how I like to work with the spirit. Allan, give them a bit of advice. Tell them to look out for this. And when they're there, they know that that's where they're meant to be. Thank you for your request.
Awesome. Now, who have we got? Did it come up?
Janine Titherington.
Janine,
hi, Allan. Any general info? Yes, Janine. I would start to, you're a motivational energy for me, Janine. So that tells me that if I'm going to give you some general assistance, it's reading, re-educating. I do want to talk about family for you, because I can start to see family planning spaces come around me. That just means I'm starting to talk about schooling, preschool, daycare, lots of references to teaching young kids at the moment as well. But again, motivational stuff like teaching them. It's not just for the kids; it's actually for you as well. What's coming for you in the next 2 months, and especially towards February, is a place of motivation, like just the energy of the spirit world coming around you and saying, let's get active, let's get into the space of education, let's get into the place of motivating ourselves to do new things, new courses. I'm really looking at a stimulus package for you right now. And that just means that a lot of energy coming your way. You might find on the negative, it's hard to sleep, or you're just having dream after dream after dream after dream. It's all the information coming in and all the spirit assistance. Now, I also do have a spirit wanting to come in and speak with you, but it might be connected to the father's side of the family, but maybe with the partner or the partner's energy, because I start to feel one of the spirit coming in around them. There's a strong name that sounds a bit like Dave, but there's a DA name. It could be Dan, but I'm feeling a little bit more like Dave as being linked to the spirit on that instance. This particular spirit would have gone very quickly as well, and it'll be heart-lung related, because I just start to feel I didn't get a chance to say goodbye, or I passed in the hospital system far too quickly for my family to be able to get used to me moving into the spirit world. It's just a small communication that opens up and says, Granddad's watching. And the reason I bring it up is because that's the one who's going to be visiting you and providing all this stimulation. I like it, but be prepared for lack of sleep if you don't address it. And all that means is, Allan, so much energy going on around me, so much I'm charged as I go to bed, and all I want you to do is put it to good use. Wake up in the morning, write all your thoughts down, write what the spirit what are trying to give you is for a reason, and it's to motivate you for the next development of your life. The end of next year, you go into a new 9-year cycle, which means that we've got to get next year right. It's a massive year for you, Janine. Huge. Next year has to be right. So we get it right. You set up 9 years of what is probably you living the best 9 years to date. That just means really living in your power, but we're not there yet. So the spirit are coming in, they're going to start charging you. You just start writing it down, taking down the message. We all have to do that. And you will find that the messages come through thick and fast. You won't need a psychic or a medium because your own guidance will come through really strongly. You've got the gift, you've got the ability. Just start tuning in and the spirit will stop bothering you. Good luck.
Awesome.
Okay, Austin Lane. Hi from New South Wales Central Coast. Hope everyone is well. I would like to know if I will ever meet anyone or if I have a message from my loved ones who have passed over. Thank you. Hi, Allan. Okay, Austin. You're a very unique energy for me to read. Lots of little nuances to you. So that means that you're part of yourself, you're hiding, which may mean you've been hurt before, or it means that you're not quite prepared to trust at this stage. Now, you may not necessarily like what I'm going to tell you, but it's a wonderful opportunity for personal growth. You're not at your happiest for 2 more years from now. But what that means is it's the right version of you. It's the right space that you're in. I also want to start to talk about coming from the Central Coast a little bit. I start to feel like I want to travel to Sydney and I want to start traveling down to somewhere like Canterbury, Belmore. They take me to those places. I also see Marrickville and they keep pulling me to that location. So if you're very interested about a partnership space, I'm going to link you into the location. And if you find a person that you meet, you go out one night, just out of the blue, you say, hi, how you doing? Where you from? And they say to you, I'm from Canterbury, or I was originally born in Canterbury. I was originally born in Canterbury, Helston. Then you say, there's something to this. 2 years until you're at your happiest. So what I want you to do is start to open up in a way that just says, retraining your aura. I'm acceptable. I love me for me. I take all of the aspects of me and all of my experiences, and I just say, I love everything I've been through. I love all the things I'm going to be achieving, and it puts a new spin on your aura. What it does is we're starting to get into a place of training your aura to project. What we want it to do is project the best qualities of you, the part of forgiveness, the part of doing the work on yourself, the part of you expecting the universe to give you a partnership that is loving, supporting, caring. By projecting it in your energy, by you believing it and working on it and working with the spirit world, it's the first handshake you have to the outside world. And people who are on that vibration will be attracted to you and they'll say, Austin, I just love everything about this person because they feel that from you, and they'll be attracted to those qualities that you've been training within yourself. The other people, we won't call them half-wits, we'll just call them people that you've been involved with who may have been difficult for you, that's the old breed. And all I'm saying to you right now, Austin, is allow the old you to take the back seat, to open up all your secrets, to bring them out, to accept them, to retrain your energy and your aura, to be presenting to new people in a way that says, this is the best of me. And it'll attract the person who just loves the best of you. And that's what I want for you. Now, you're a little way away, but trust me, because if we get it right, which I know you will, and if you allow the spirit to help, then what happens is it's one love, one life. We find the partner who's just friends. It may not be the most romantic love of my life event and person, but what it will be is really strong, down to earth companionship, loves me for me, wants to be with me. And that's what we're working on. We're just, the spirit world are going to retrain your aura to believe in yourself so that the person that you meet just feels your belief and then says, that's the person that I want in my life. They believe in themselves. I believe in them. Let's make babies together. We hope we get there. So good luck.
Awesome. Okay, we've got Jade.
Hello, Jade. Will I ever get back with my husband? That's a fairly big question. What I feel around that is, okay, be sure, be very sure. There is an element here that repeats its energy, and it just feels like it's a little bit of fire and water, fire and ice, between the two of you. I like the fact that I can still feel the etheric tie in between the two of you. That means that the karmic path between you hasn't finished, but there may be a little bit here of communicating. Also, I feel like I'm out of communication a little bit, and what it may do is that the spirit world will start to give you some guidance and some insight as to now's the right time. How the spirit world will help in this environment is if you're really keen to see if we can make this work and we can kind of reinitiate a new path for us both, the spirit world will help in a way that says now's the right time. So allow the spirit to come in your dreams and into your insights in a way that says, now, pick up the phone now, call now, begin to talk now. They show me your phone and they want to start showing me a couple of the phone numbers that are on there. And they show me 2 digits or 3 digits, 193 or 194. And if your husband or you have those digits in that row, 193 or 194, then you know that that's the connection that the spirit world is still willing to work on with you. Very important digit. It's a phone number, 193, and it's the back digits of the phone number. And all it is the spirit trying to take you to a particular phone and a number and a space that shows me very important around the relationship. If that's your husband's number, beautiful. Otherwise, keep a close lookout for the back end of that number, because it'll be probably one of the most significant meetings in your life. 4 years from now, big turning point. It'll either be with him or it won't be. And the goal is that the spirit world are going to give you an option no matter what. But we're not finishing it yet, but the cycle finishes in 4 years. So when you get to that point, you'll be in a position to really be settled in your love life anyway. So just think about it. Is this what I really want, universe? Is this what I'm willing to forego all other things to make this relationship happen again? I think it's available, but more work to do because of that fire and ice component available for you. But again, 4 years, you'll be in a position where this is an afterthought. One way or the other, you'll be in a loving, happy relationship. So good luck with that.
Okay, Allan, I've actually brought someone into the studio. I'm just going to bring her up so we can read her now.
All right.
Yeah, I'm not sure if she can get a camera up. She just was communicating to me then. Oh, she's just disconnected. Oh, we'll wait to see if she logs back in. We'll pull another one up and then we'll come back to it. Yeah, she's just having trouble logging in, I think. Here's Barbara.
That's okay.
Do Barbara first.
Barbara Yunkins, may I ask when will my music money come to me? Music money, that's interesting. I actually see you with more than music money. I always like to be very honest with my clients and tell them the positive and the negative if it comes through, but kind of around you I feel quite positive. And it's somebody else is taking a chunk out of it though, because I can feel that not everything that's supposed to come to you comes to you. But if you're going to look for a particular time frame, I would suggest March 4 of the next year is a place that I see finalization, or I start to feel that it's interesting. The spirit talked to me about, that's interesting. Hold on a moment. I actually do have a spirit trying to come through now, so just bear with me for a moment. Okay. All right. I would word it this way for you. I can feel the legal team changing, or I can feel the legalities behind it changing. I would start to actually seek other advice here and other counsel or some legal considerations around this at the moment. It's because I can feel a shift in actually who's handling the case. There's also a very strong component to this of you receiving money, but not through the people that you've been dealing with. So either the insurance agent closes or the insurance people sell their problems onto another person. But there's an element here of you getting the money from a different source. All I would say to that is March 4 seems an important space for it. I like the idea that the money is coming to me, but it just feels it's in a bit of a roundabout way. they're working on ways maybe not to give you the cash, but I think what we're actually looking to do is, with a little bit of extra legal advice, this works through quite well. I kind of feel like I want to start sending demanding letters or starting to demand some things here. And with those and with the change of kind of legal counsel that goes on their end, I kind of just want to clean it up anyway. So if it's not cleaned up by March 4 or before then, I'd be highly surprised. But again, just some dynamics going on in the background that you don't need to be aware of presently, because it just feels like the shifting sands at their end. So wherever this music money is coming from, it'll be there, but not quite the way you expected it. Feels okay there for me, my dear. Feels okay. I hope that's enough for you, because there's a lot more going on. There's actually some spirit world that want to come through and start to talk to a few people at the moment. They're just starting to overshadow me a little bit, but for the money, I think March 4 should be cleaned up.
Beautiful. Fantastico. Okay, who have we got next?
Flaminia. Hi, Allan. Good to see you. Well, hope you're having your green tea tonight. I know you like it. Send us a message. The answer is yes. I am having my green tea, so thank you very much. You don't need to be psychic to do to read that. All right, Flaminia. I will speak to you. Now, there's a spirit that wants to come close to me. That's a palliative care energy. I know this is a very loving space. I also start to feel like that I might have gone through chemotherapy and radiation, because as I start to get this spirit close to me, I'm just starting to feel my body wasting a little bit here. Very much a time to go. I'm telling them I'm happy. I can hear them saying to me, and I know this is going to come in on your mum side of the family, because I can hear them talking about mum. There's a little bit of a really important birthday to November that they bring in with them, whether that's the time of passing or their birthday. And they start just to say to me, tell her I'm well, tell her I'm okay, and it was my time and I was ready to go. Kind of feels like a grandparent, but it might be the brother or sister of the grandparent, because it's very important. I also do want to talk about a name that comes in a little bit like Carol or Cheryl. Sounds that sounding name, because I can hear the C and the L, so it'll be Cheryl or Carol, that link in with that space, and it feels like quite a few of them around you. Now, Flaminia, really excited for you. I almost kind of want to break out of my shell with you next year. So what I would say to you is be prepared to be challenged from the universe. So really having your goals down and really having, what's the reward? What am I looking for? Okay, spirit world. Okay, universe. I'm hoping to achieve these things, and here's the outcome I'm looking for, because the outcome is what the important aspect is. The spirit world are asking you, where do you want to go? They're going to give you 3 wishes. What do you want? What's the outcome? And where would you like to be at the end of the year? Pick 3 items that work really well for you. I also want to start talking to you about your father and your mother start to come into my reckoning a little bit. And I'm just starting to go into a bit of a healthcare space. They show me blood being drawn, and the reason is I can just feeling like I'm going through a test process, but it'll have to come in around your mum, I think. And I'm saying to you, I can see the spirit world saying to me, tell her it's all good, but it may be where you're involved in health considerations around the family. There'll be a doctor that they're trying to give me the name of. It sounds like Dr. Singh or Dr. Singer or Dr. Silla. It's that sounding name, the S and the A. And they're just pushing your mother and your father to this doctor. And they're saying to me, all good, Allan, but just say might be some tests coming up. Tell her not to panic. It's wonderful. It feels like a grandparent trying to speak to me about, let them know it'll settle down really well. Just a couple of tests, though, that they may run you through. Now, just to finish with you, I can hear them saying, talking about your partner and your partnership space. I don't know if you've just celebrated an anniversary, but I can hear them saying happy anniversary to you. And it may mean I can see wedding bells and weddings and all sorts of kind of lovely family environments coming up around you. Really exciting year. Just pick the 3 things that you're looking for. What are the 3 outcomes I want to achieve next year? Tell the spirit world and start working towards it. And they'll challenge you to make it happen. And if you make it happen and you make those 3 things happen next year, they'll give you 5 the following year. Give us 5 things you want to see. And so that's that energy of self-fulfillment. You're all about making it work for you, Flaminia, and making, if I can do it, the spirit world will jump on board. Tell them what you want, where you're going, and they'll help you get there. So that means you personally doing the work. Next year, you get 5 of them, or the year after this year for 3. This is a pretty good space. Mum will be fine. Just a few tests, no problems at all.
Oh, that's right. Oh, sorry. Oh, I've got to put the next one up.
Getting carried away. Watching the readings, are you, Angel? Tamika Burns, can I have a general reading please. When I link in with and I can't see the photos of anybody, so I'm only reading the name. So it's kind of like when I only get the name and not photo, sometimes the mediumship takes a little bit of extra time. Lots of strange energy around you, Tamika. Almost like I see werewolves and vampires and the occult and opening up your beliefs. I start to feel like I'm in a bit of a, what's the word? It's really stretching the boundaries of the etheric. I kind of want to start stretching what my belief patterns are and what I'm looking for in life, as far as, do I believe in the spirit? Do I believe in healing? Do I believe in mediumship? Do I want to go a bit freakier? Do I believe in aliens? It's almost a case of questioning what's out there in the universe. And I want to be excited by it. Now, the spirit take me into your house. In your room is something that attracts me, and I'm starting to look at it on the wall. And you've either just painted your wall, or you've removed one of your pictures or one of your icons from one wall to the other, and you're starting to place it around. And the spirit world want to have a bit of fun with you, and they're saying to me, put it back, please. So there's an element here of the spirit saying to me, it needs to go back. Whatever you've taken off that wall has to go back in there, because there's something about the energy. Don't change anything just yet. Don't change it. So I don't want to change your room. I don't want to change your house. I don't want to change your bed. I kind of just want to leave it all for this year and start afresh in January. So the thought process of changing your environment would be very big around you right now. And all I would say to you is, they also showed me a picture of Johnny Depp all of a sudden, and Pirates of the Caribbean, and that kind of little bit grungy kind of energy. And there's a little bit around that would be the kind of personality that they're trying to draw to you. You're a little bit eclectic, and I like that feeling of just being a little bit dark and a little bit light and a little bit shade. There's this element of kind of appreciating the darker side of you as well, is a wonderful attribute that I'd like you to work with as well. You also do have some pets coming up around you. I feel like that we're starting to talk about the spirit, though, and this, because they're starting to show me birds as being communicators for you. You may also have a tattoo, or you've started been looking at tattoos, because they then start to talk about putting a name on your arm, and that may be the name of a family member. But I also start to feel like there's a picture there. I don't know if you just put like a camellia or a rose with this tattoo, and you're starting to formulate it in your mind, but they're starting to speak about, we're watching her design the tat, or we're watching her with the tattoo. And it feels very close to the spirit world, because they're starting to release balloons for me as well. I think I have a grandparent wanting to come through in a way that says, no, it's actually not a grandparent. My apologies. This is, feels like an uncle. Feels more like an uncle for me. Okay, I'm not going to spend hours on that. So all I would say to you is, he speaks about dark and light. Embrace them both. All the changes in January, don't change. Leave it all the same for now. And I think you'll find that he starts to give you the impressions and the signs that come around the dark and light. So come January, the spirit world might start to give you things like vampires and werewolves, just as signs for you to say, Allan told me that they'll start to use the darker, the grungier side of life to kind of open me up a little bit. I like it. You're a dark and light space, the yin and the yang, and we're going to work on the dark for a little while, but that's a wonderful recognition that, you're ready for it. And we all have to do that as well. But for you, January, make the changes then. Keep everything the same for now. Thank you. Hope you enjoyed that.
Beautiful. Now, we've only got Allan for another 10 minutes, guys. 10 minutes or so, and then he's out of here. Hope he's enjoyed his readings.
Hi, Anne. I have a feeling that somebody wants to say something to me, but I cannot make out what they're trying to say. So for you, Anne, you have a little bit of an energy of automatic writing around you. That tells me that the way we like to work with people here is, because in this format, I can give you a little bit of guidance and a little bit of a reading. Being in a one-on-one space, we can tune into somebody's energy. We can tell you who it is, what's going on around them, get a little bit more detail and a little bit more evidence. Yours is an automatic writing space. So we'd never like to give answers for the sake of giving answers. I want you to kind of start to search for them yourself. When I say automatic writing, you grab a pen, you light a candle, you say, what's the message for me? And it's only going to be one message from one communicator. And it's going to start the same way every single time. And that way may be, listen to your heart, listen to your heart. And that's the phrase that may come in around this communicator every single time. Yes, the spirit world do want to communicate with you. it's not for now. What it is training for later, because sometimes the spirit need to put us on our correct path. A little bit of melancholy around you, just a little bit of sadness occasionally, and that kind of just really wants me to make me feel like that. I'm working through things. I'm overcoming hurdles, Allan. Sometimes life is a bit of a pain, but it's that melancholy I don't deny. I just really want you to be in a position that when the spirit are ready to talk with you and start to open up your heart space and say, all right, here's the guidance, here's where you need to be, here's where you need to go. I want you to be ready for that. So the communication at the moment will start the same way. Open your heart, open your heart. When I first started working with my guides, it happened the same way every time. And I just used to hear every single communication before any other communication started, sit with the tree, sit with the tree. And that was always my first communication with the spirit world. That's how I knew it's the same energy, it's the same path, it's the same feeling. And then we develop a relationship from there. Yours will be open your heart. And then you start to write and you'll say, I'm opening my heart, I'm writing, I'm making the connection, and you let the pen flow and you let the inspiration flow. And what it does is it trains you for August of next year. Come August, you'll be in a position where the universe is going to make some very quick moves in your life, and they'll start to almost change your job, change your living arrangements, change even some of your friendship networks. And they'll do it in a way that's quite rapid, but it feels quite special for me because it just makes me feel like the path is coming. And I really just need you to be training so that when that August hits, you're ready to take the message and to say, all right, Spirit, I've been training this whole time. I've got the message down now. I'm working with the guides really well. Now I feel like I'm communicating much stronger, and then they'll come in. And once you develop that skill, you'll be able to use it from then on. August is the big time, big changes next year at that exact month, and all I would begin to you. I can also hear them talking to me about Ben or Benny, and this is in the living, not in the spirit world, because they want to start talking to me about Benny, and then they say to me, Benny needs some assistance too. So there'll be a link to a Ben or Benny space that is needing help through their own transition period. It kind of feels like they're transitioning into a new way of life, and you might find that you're required to assist Benny as well. And that means that, see how the spirit world, not only will they start giving you messages, but then they'll start asking you to assist other people once you've got the language down pat. Always for a reason. If the spirit world want to teach you and show you guidance, it's so eventually you can help other people. Look at all the psychics. Look at all of us. Angel, myself, everybody. We spend years developing our craft. Why? So that the spirit world can communicate with us and they can help other people and we can help other people. That's the whole goal of why the spirit spend years of development with us. So put the time in, you'll start helping other people. The first one will be Benny. You'll need help through our period of transition, and you're the girl that's going to be able to do it. Thank you very much.
Oh, that's beautiful, Allan. Okay, I'm going to pop another one up. I see our next psychic's just logged in.
Okay, Peyton. Hello, Peyton. Hey, Allan, do you have any messages from my dad or any past loved ones? I will try to link in with your dad for you, Peyton, if that's okay. Really special man, really special space. I'm starting to smell alcohol, though, so I don't know if he liked the bourbon or he liked the beer, but he's kind of feeling like he's having a party for me at the moment. He also wants to speak about your life. He's been watching you, and he takes me to the shops, and he talks about trying on this outfit or trying on these clothes. Sometimes the spirit world just want to come in a little bit of a way that makes me feel like that I've been watching what you're doing. I'm not sure if you've just bought a hoodie or you've just actually put the hoodie on, or you're starting to kind of, because I start to feel like I'm a bit of a gangster all of a sudden, but something about your father watching you try on the clothes, saying to me, not that one looks good. He still feels like he's part of your life in a very big way. Pardon me. Now, your mother would still have to be here as well, because he keeps apologizing to your mother for leaving her, and he keeps apologizing to her, and there must be, just feels like a little bit of trauma unresolved here. And he keeps saying to me, I watch out for mum. I watch out for mum as well. Now, your name's Peyton. He also brings in another name that sounds a little bit like Leah. It could be Aliyah, but it's a name that sounds like that. This will be a younger space, much younger child. And he talks to me about following this young child and looking after her and taking care of her. He also wants to speak about your, what's the word? You might be studying psychic, Peyton, or you must be actually doing tarot cards, because he says to me, Allan, she's gone to the other reader or she's gone into the tarot card space. So he's watching you getting readings and he's watching you getting other assistance from other psychics. And he says, I'm trying to come through more often now and I'm trying to speak with her more often. He takes me to his arm and his arm just starts to hurt as he speaks to me. And I start to feel like he's starting to talk about injuring his arm. He then starts to wrap it up. So this may mean I'm not sure if it's a break or he's getting a lot of treatment around it because it's starting to hurt as I speak with him, but it's his left arm. And he just says to me, I'm all good now. My body's all good now. I also want to go into the hospital system because he also makes me feel that I'm starting to fight treatment or I'm starting to fight medical attention. I don't think he likes doctors at all. I don't know if he trusts them or he doesn't trust them, but he's starting to say to me that they're not bad. Kind of like I feel like he's given him a rough time or he's been unhappy with whatever's gone on in his life. And he just says to me, I understand what they're trying to do a bit better now. I understand what they're trying to do. He opens up your wallet. Something's in your wallet that's very important for me as well. And he starts to show me either his picture or there's a protection space you have inside your handbag or your wallet. And he opens it up and he says, that's me, that's mine. And he wants to take care of it. It may be a picture of you with it as well, but there's also a third person that's with it because he says, my picture with her, with the other person. And he says, the three of us together. And he just talks about the three in that image, but it's either on your phone or in your wallet right now because he says she looks at it quite often and it's just like, what's the word? Remember me. He keeps saying to me, just remember me, just remember me. And just in this snapshot of mediumship, he's getting a bit emotional. He's starting to cry a little bit. Peyton. He's calling you a nickname. Sounds like it's a double bung name. Papa, Patty Pat, Pete P. It might be PP, something along those lines, or PM. Just two letters, PM, PP. And he wants to call you that. He says, say goodbye to PM, say goodbye to PP. And it's just his little password or a little thing he's trying to say. He's around me, but I'm moving on now. It's time for the next psychic. But Peyton sends his love and he's following you shopping. Interesting.
They've been absolutely beautiful, amazing readings tonight. So guys, don't forget with Allan, Hamlin on pages. I will put the links up a little bit later on, or Allan might pop them up for you guys. So you can go across and like Allan's page and follow him. Don't forget, he is opening up his spiritual shop at Penrith, which is going to be a one-stop shop. Just run through those modalities that you're going to have there again, Allan.
Mainly we'll be doing psychic readings, mediumship readings. I'll be doing shows and events. Now that COVID's starting to kind of settle down a little bit and we get into the new year, we'd like to do our mediumship events. We'll also be having a strategics hypnosis, a practitioner that'll be inside. We'll start to offer other things, but lots of spiritual events, meditation, courses, and study. Like I've studied as yourself many years, and I sat in class for 10 years straight, and before that we were running spirit churches, and it's just years of development to a passion of developing the spirit. And that's what we'll open the center for. It's just so people can come along and say, I want to learn everything I can about the spirit, and they may stay for a year, they may stay for 10 years, it doesn't matter. But with practitioners like ourselves, we'll offer them our experiences, because every practitioner and every teacher works in a different way, and we'll just offer our experiences to say, if you like what we're saying, and you like the way we work, and when you like what we're trying to achieve, then come along and share some space with us, and we'll help you develop. And that's what we're trying to do. Or we'll help you heal, or we'll help you find your journey, or we'll just assist you to kind of open up the spirit in your own life. And that's kind of what we're looking to do.
And if I remember correctly, you also print business cards and design flyers and stuff, don't you?
Yeah, I've run a printing business for the last 25 years. So it's like very good memory. And we're still bringing parts of the element of the printing business with us, because that's been like that just gives us opportunities like beyond the psychic, so we can run a business, and the psychic work we can do is a way of serving the spirit world. So yes, if you're interested in printing as well, then by all means, feel free to call me as well.
Yeah, and a few of the psychics already have business cards that Allan has created, and they're absolutely amazing. So if you look at getting anything created or printed or designed, check Allan out.
Lovely. Thanks for having me on.
Oh, we love it. Well, I can't wait to get you in again. Thanks so much for joining us, Allan.
Anytime. Thanks, everybody. Nice to meet you all, and feel free to get in touch.
All right, good night.
Good day.
Thank you.
Bye.
Okay, now we have, I've already got Elizabeth Bratcher. My girl's already logged in. Hopefully she hasn't gone and done a live feed prior to this because she knows she's a live freak. She's just done a whole week's worth of live feeds that she was raising for a foundation, a collection that she was doing for a local charity in her area, and she managed to get the goal that she was targeting, so that's fantastic. So congratulations there, Elizabeth. Elizabeth has also been voted for the local business awards this year. She'll also be at the Royal Easter show. So if you click onto the website link, the Royal Psychic Reading Room, you'll find Elizabeth on there, and if you double click on her face, that'll take you directly to Elizabeth's professional page as well, her Facebook page. So don't forget to check her out on the website, guys, but I will bring her in and we'll start these readings. Okay, let's see if I can get her up. Hang on, I'll just do this first. Oopsie. And now I'll bring Elizabeth.
Hello.
Hey, gorgeous.
How are you? Let me adjust myself. I'm all windy tonight.
You're very low. I can hardly hear you.
Oh, really? Hang on. Let me fix that.
You might have to turn the volume up.
How's that?
Da, 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 da. Don't worry, I can't get my lights working right tonight. I'm a freak. I best just change this name from Allan to Elizabeth. But yeah, your volume is really soft tonight.
All right, hang on.
I can't hear you at all now. Hang on, wait. Wait, hang on. Wait. Oh, hang on. Have you muted yourself? Yeah. Now you're unmuted, and now I've just got to add you back to the screen. Now how's it going?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, that's heaps better.
Heaps better? All right, I wonder what's going on there. Is it loud?
I didn't even realise I took you off screen, and I'm trying to talk to you and thinking you're up there. Yeah, not you're in
That's
here.
all right. It's the weather. It's all crazy.
All right.
Our backdrop's all.
Oh. Okay, I know it was pouring here a little bit earlier, but it's finally cleared up now. Okay, so this is Elizabeth Bratcher. As I said, she'll be reading for the Royal Psychic Reading Room. Elizabeth will be on tour with me next year. We're going to New Zealand, Christchurch and Auckland. She'll be at all of the Royal Psychic events that we travel to throughout Sydney, Australia, and she is on about 25 of my events next year all throughout Australia, and she has a hell of a lot of platform nights we can come and see her deliver messages to an open crowd. Okay, so that's a bit about Elizabeth, but I'm sure she'll tell you a little bit more on how she reads, and she's also created her own tarot deck as well. Okay, so tell us a little bit more about yourself, Elizabeth.
Yeah, so hey guys, it's nice to be here tonight again. Thank you very much for joining me. So as Tracy has so beautifully introduced, that's not a word, is it?
I was trying to remember everything.
Introduced. So yeah, I have a business that's located up in Lake Macquarie, in Bonnells Bay that's there. So I've been up here for a few years now practicing, and so I do private readings. I also am a clinical hypnotherapist, and say that again.
I was just telling everyone that you're a Reiki master.
Yes, Reiki master as well. Reiki is such a beautiful modality, but so I do sit with spirit and I do work with energy on the live feeds. I do work just with energy because I'm an evidential medium, so my OCD gets in the way of wanting evidence. But other than that, guys, yes, I'm absolutely looking forward to the Easter show next year and all of the events that are coming up. Thank God. It's like our home's been taken away from us, and I'm really, grateful to be seeing that come back.
I know, they took our power away.
I know. So, yeah, I am going to read with my deck tonight, which is one that I've created, and it's just a nice extension of my own psychic energy that's there. There are a few of you asking if I'm going to print this deck. I didn't have any intention to print it originally, but everyone's kind of asking, so I may do that next year.
Just a heads up, she will. All
right. I thought I was actually going to get him back. I've lost so much postage in COVID. It's I'm sure many of us have. Hey,
Yeah.
Mabel. Said, hi, good evening. Can I please have a reading for my career? So same Sydney will go overseas. Would love some guidance. Thanks.
Oh, and by the way, Elizabeth doesn't like to do pregnancy or legal, by the way, guys, as well.
No pregnancy, no legal, and no health questions on the live feeds. Absolutely happy to sit with their energies in other, like in private readings, but on the live feeds, that's there. Yeah. Keep it to no legal, no pregnancy, no health. All right, can I please have a reading? I want to say to you straight away, I'm saying I feel like there's more opportunity to be had here in Sydney, but it's like I need to just do this chunk in Sydney and then I go overseas. It's almost like I just need to wait a little. There's an opportunity that's here. I'm completing something before I move along, okay? But I do feel then there's that shift overseas, and it's the bigger. I want to expand, and it's not just that the market's bigger, because we know if we go to a bigger country and things like that, the population's bigger. It's that the opportunity's bigger. It's just like it solidifies what I want to do. I want to say though, it's not forever. I feel like you come back, you come back, but it's almost like that overseas just gives you opportunities that aren't necessarily going to be presented here. So I'll pull your cards really quickly around it, but that's absolutely what I feel. Just that there's more opportunity to be had here for the moment. And then there's a skip over, but then I want to bring you back. And that over, I feel like could be like 2-3 years. It doesn't feel like a quick one, but then you come back. Yeah. So you've got the cards there that just talk about, the question you've asked, being caught in that decision because you've got the internal conflict. It calls on just being, calling on your strength. So doing what needs to be done first and then utilising your strength over there. It's like you know what I get a vision of? It's like you're forging your way through. And so I want to say that you're in an industry that's not necessarily dominated by the other sex per se, but it's almost like I've got to beat my way through with it. Okay, so just be mindful of your balance that's there with it, because that pum is not necessarily a negative energy, but it just shows that you need to just be mindful as you move forward. So as I said, a little bit more completion here, overseas, 2-3 years, and then back again. But with you back, it's a really nice, powerful energy that's there, okay? So I hope that helps.
Okay, who we got next? Tina. Tanya, I mean.
Tiana Lee, I believe that might be Tiana. I absolutely empathise with you in that. I had a similar situation several weeks ago, and it absolutely rattles you. I want to say to you that this is, it's over. I want to say it's over. Even if there hasn't been an official police conclusion around it or whatever else like that, it's over. Okay, I feel like it's a one-time thing, but I want to say to you that there's a sense of vulnerability around it, and so I do feel like either that this. It's like almost like they've either, like when sometimes they'll kind of scope an area and then take advantage. So it's either that you've known the people that have done this, or there's been it's not just you. There's like several spates in the area, and they're watching. So just make sure we're not leaving ourselves vulnerable in all the bits and pieces. But I absolutely do want to say to you though, it is over. Okay, I do not feel a repeat that's in there. When it comes to bringing into your own safety and things like that, obviously that just needs to be something that comes with a little bit of time. But just think about little simple things too, So just being in that practical sense there, having a security, it cost me like $120 to put a security camera up that goes straight back to my phone. And the peace of mind around that was absolutely invaluable. Okay, so for something simple like that, I'm not saying that you need it, but just to allow that healing. Yeah. Just to allow that healing to move forward. And as I said, it really did empower me that I could just sit and look and see and know that anything around was recorded and bits and pieces. I don't feel you need it moving forward, but have it as a peace of mind. It's very clear. It's complete. Okay, it's a really strong energy. This isn't going to happen again. But as I said, it's almost like we kind of, it's either been a spate in the area or there's been something taking advantage of here. Okay, but I do want to say they've finished what they've come to do and it's over. All right, so I do hope that helps. Just trust in the energies around you. But as I said, create a little bit of security around yourself just for your own peace of mind. For less than $200, you can have it all set up. Okay, so just give that as a little bit of food for thought for you, because it certainly did help me empower myself back. So yeah.
We nearly look like 20s with my hair pulled back, with our glasses and our hair pulled back. We look like 20s.
Oh, it's the twincinicity, you know, like when you click in with someone and you come up in the same colour shirt and things like that. The double message, Ari, my relationship ending, blessings. Breezer. I want to
Thanks
say you
for
put a
doing
lot
that
of,
Breezer.
I missed that one, but it's all right. Breezer, I want to say you put a lot of energy into this relationship. It feels like you were quite open and honest and all of those things that are there, but I also know that you can sit back and kind of reflect on things that could have been done better or said better and all of that sort of energy that's there. So, you know, a little bit of equalness that sits there, but with that equalness generally comes lessons and experiences and all of those type of things that sit there with it. So I want to say just take a moment to sit with that energy, and the pain, the hurt, and the bits and pieces that sit there are acknowledged are one thing, but take the moment to sit back and sit with yourself. As I said, that we need to both take responsibility that's here, even if it's in a defensive way or anything else like that. So I don't want to say, you know, this person's blame, or anything else like that, but take the opportunity to sit back and see what this relationship has taught you, see what tools you've got now to move forward with it. And just let it breathe. I actually want to say that either you guys are still in communication or there's a peacefulness that comes between you two, okay? Because I just don't feel like the connection is completely severed, but the lessons that are here, okay? Be really mindful too if there is that incompletion that's there. Yeah, that's good. If there is that incompletion that's there, sorry, I've got my little one now and I'm on camera and whatnot to say hi. If there is that, if there is that incompletion there, be mindful that throwing that energy straight back together, just, you know, because that is still there, isn't necessarily going to be a positive thing right now. Okay, it's time to sit back and be reflective and see it for what it was. This is actually going to move you forward in a better way. All right. And you know what? I know when things are chaotic around us, they go, "Oh, everything's going to be all right." It's like whatever. But it's a different kind of energy with that. I feel like you can already see what was happening here and what could have been better. So sit with that for a while and utilize it and allow it to make you better moving forward. And as I said, I actually do feel like there's either a peacefulness or a calmness that comes between you, or there's still that web that's there, and it feels a lot more peaceful than what it does now. So just give it a little bit of time to honour yourself and your own truth through this journey as well. Allow it to make you something better so that the next connection is better as well. All right, so I hope that helps.
Okay. Who have we got next? Thank you. When they put up all three done, it means that they've created a watch party, they've shared, they've tagged a few friends. Thank you for that.
Well done. Yeah, it is. It's all appreciated because it's what helps us get out there. What is Spirit guiding me to do, please? You're I don't want to say you're running in circles, but you're finding yourself back. It's almost like I want to. I wish sometimes I had a blackboard. Picture a spiral that's, you know, it's working its way in, you know, and I feel like you're on that path that's there. So, you know, as each year passes, for example, you're a little bit closer, but I want to sit in on your self-discipline. And we're not talking about your general kinds of self-discipline of getting up on time and eating properly and blah, blah, blah. I'm talking about the real deep self-discipline of putting things in place and knowing that this is what we need to do to move to that next spot. And I want to say there's a little bit of procrastination around there. You feel to me like you've got quite an intelligent brain. You've got a really good aptitude to bring things together and build things. And I feel like there's either a little bit of self-doubt through that, or you've been delaying actually just putting that hard work into place first to create that balance that's out there. Okay. Think about the grind even, you know, when they bring me in circles, we can think about that daily grind of just moving through life. And I feel like you even know that that's not quite where you're meant to be. That's not quite your purpose. And it's lifting yourself up a level that's there, creating a little bit more freedom around you to touch into that soul work that I feel that you want to do. Okay. And so it's time to kind of sit back and honour that and not take ego within that, because when we feel like we're, you know, throwing a little bit of ego in place, then it makes us doubt ourselves and makes us you are working from, you know, that energy and from the heart and moving forward. But you need to start with a little bit more focus and a little bit more, okay, this is what I want, this is how I'm going to get there. I said, I just feel like you're letting too much stuff get in the way. So as far as what Spirit wants you to know, it's time. It's time to put in that work. It's time to put in that effort. Otherwise, more time's going to pass by and it's going to be harder to catch up to get to that point where you actually want to be. All right, so it's time. And I feel like you feel it and you know it. Okay, so that's what I want to share with you tonight, and I hope that it helps.
Beautiful. Zane, hi, I'm new. Hi, thanks for joining in. I don't see an actual question, but do you want to see we pull it up? See then new? I've gone down a bit, but I can't actually.
I'm actually pulling new cards from my other deck. Right. I want to see what comes up. All right. So the cards that you've pulled is I've actually pulled not from my deck but from the tarot deck for you this evening. I was drawn to go that way. And so you've got the Eight of Pentacles and you've got the Temperance and the Empress card that's there. Okay. So it just talks about, you know, work and paid work, but keeping going. The hard work is starting to pay off that you're putting in. There's that effort and that time and everything else like that might not feel like it's paying off right now, but it is going to. It is productive. Even if at times it doesn't feel like it, you've definitely got that energy building that's there. Comes in with the Temperance card, you know, that just talks about, you know, these times being tight and still needing to put in that work to get to that point where you want to be. But just, you know, being mindful of the balance and, you know, starting to have the opportunity to kind of feel things out and, you know, test the waters a little bit. You know, in all of this, though, when we're working towards something, the Empress card, you know, for me, it always talks about the fact that delays, they'll prove themselves kind of necessary. It's almost like, oh, if that didn't happen, then we wouldn't have actually found this, you know, and oh, how much better is this? All right. And so I want to say to you that there's a nice flowy energy with you, okay? But I feel like those delays, those hiccups, and everything else that are there, and I feel like I want to go back several months around those as well, are there for a reason. They're going to pay off, okay? And as I said, I do feel like you sit back and go, oh, at the end of the day, I'm glad it all panned out like that and I wouldn't have actually changed it. All right. So keep doing what you're doing. That hard work is definitely going to pay off. As I said, I can just feel though you're still having to put in the hard yards, but it's not fruitless. Okay, so keep trudging forward. If I pull your, let me go to the bottom. Let's see what the energy of this is. Yeah, nice. So you got the Ace of Cups that sits there, which is, you know, a lot of emotions and things like that, but absolutely a nice new beginning that comes off the back of it as well. All right, so just trust and keep plowing in and doing that work. Things are going to work out very nicely. So I hope that helps.
Okay, who have we got next? That's HNW Rose.
You know, I feel like there might be one more step after this one, but definitely happier. But I just feel like this might lead to something else as well, and that's good too, you know. So happier, absolutely, and in the way that feels settled and peaceful, and in the way that we want. Yep, no problems at all. I just feel like you're not quite reached the end of the destination yet. There's one more nice little thing to come in. Okay. Let me have a look and see. I want to. Yeah, nice. So you've got the intuition card that comes out, which just talks about, you know, just trusting in the situation that's there. You know, perhaps not just waiting for that penny to drop. I do feel like this shift, as I said, is going to be positive for him. I just feel like it's not the last, and that kind of is validated for me because you've got the prosperity card that comes out, which talks about, you know, financial growth, security, abundance, and things like that. And the tree of life, you know, it always represents harmony and things like that too. So I want to say all of that sits nicely there. But then you've got the cycles card that comes out. And beginnings and endings are in natural order, and that's where I say I still feel like there's one more, like, really nice cog, you know, and that just puts everything into this really, really nice, awesome place. I don't want to take away from the happiness that's here, okay? I just want to say there's still one more thing that's going to come into play that's like the icing on the cake, all right? So will he be happy? Yes. He needs to trust in that as well. He needs to not worry and stress so much. And I want to keep that in context because I don't feel like he's walking around going, oh my God, oh God. But, you know, it's that underlying unspoken energy sometimes. You know, you see it in the habits, the behaviours, and sometimes the mood or the sleep. And, you know, all of those little things. It just lets you know that this person's a little bit unsettled. But he can trust in that energy. And if he just lets the flow happen around him, it's taken him to a really good place. And what's the word? I feel this has gone through his head a lot, you know. He's really kind of weighed up and had to wait and really kind of trudged through to get to this point. So know that he's earned it. Know that he's, you know, he's got this for a reason. And just, yeah, take a little bit more trust in that. But just know the tides have changed. Things are moving forward. But as I said, I still feel like there's one more really nice significant change that's going to come in as well. All right. And that kind of just puts that icing on the cake. So I hope that helps.
Beautiful. Okay, I know you want Alan, but Alan's left the room, so you now got Elizabeth.
For me. All right, so Lorraine, I am going to read for you. So it's a pregnancy question, but what I'm going to say is you need to, okay, so there's a couple of ways I want to go here, okay, with this. And one of them is I want to sit with you a little bit. And I always speak with respect and honesty and things like that, but honesty being the key word, I'm going to give it to you how I feel it, okay? There needs to be a little bit more honor back on yourself. I feel like you're kind of discarding yourself along the way, and it's that worry and that stress of I'm 31, am I going to get kind of what I want in this life, and maybe I'm not worth it, and so fuck it, today I'm just going to treat myself like crap, and I just feel like there's a bit too much of that going on. And so I feel your energy. I feel like you've got quite an intuitive energy in that, and that you doubt yourself around that, but trust in it. When I throw you in your intuition, your energy changes in my mind. I see you with a smile. All right. And so it's time to kind of sit back and stop looking at yourself in the mirror and seeing nothing but flaws and all of those kind of little bits and pieces that are there. Give the world an opportunity to see the beauty that I see, and that all of us looking at you see, but you're not seeing for yourself right now. And I know that can all sound a little bit ooh, but I really do feel like you know what I'm talking about, and I want you to address the way you're treating your body as well. Okay, think about the way that we're eating, the way that we're sleeping, our water intake, all of those simple little things that are there. Because when we talk about opportunity, okay, I can give you opportunity, but that opportunity is not going to come in if you don't allow someone to. You can't ask someone to love you more than what you love yourself. So it's time to click back into that. My issue with you isn't around the logistical side of it. It's the way that you're blocking the energy from actually coming in, and then how your body is sitting. If our body's sitting like that and we need this flow, how is that going to happen when you sit like that? Okay. So that's where I say there's a couple of tangents that I want to go with you. It's time to start looking at yourself each day. Do me a favor, okay? Even when you go to the bathroom before you go to bed tonight, I want you to stop past the mirror, and I want you to stop just for a moment. I want you to smile at yourself. And even if that smile sucks, or that the first smile hurts, or whatever else like that, or it's fake, I don't care. You look at yourself in the mirror and you smile and look at yourself in the eyes. And I want you just to feel it. And tomorrow morning when you get up and you go to the bathroom, I want you to do the same thing. When you brush your teeth, I want you to do the same thing. When you get out of the shower, I want you to do the same thing. I want you to start smiling at yourself. Give us an opportunity to see that beauty shining through. Okay? You watch and see. The issue is that you're not letting anyone in because of the way that you're feeling about yourself. So there's no need to feel like that. There may have been a-holes that have come back in the past, but you know what? That's on them, not you. So don't carry all of that with you. It's time to stand in your own energy, your own power. And you know what? I know you haven't asked, but I'm going to tell you the side note. Your intuition is really nice and strong. And I'm telling you now, if you tap into that, one, not only could you be doing, bits and pieces of what we're doing tonight, but it's going to let you start having that trust a little bit more in yourself as well. Looks like a duck, walks like a duck, quacks like a duck. You know exactly. I reckon that of what I'm talking about that's there. So enjoy the journey. Okay? You're being way too hard on yourself. I hope that.
Beautiful. I'm not sure how to pronounce his name.
You want to say biome, but I feel like the V and the Y is one sound. And you know what? I know that you're like me, Angel, that you're going to read as per the energy, just not because you can pronounce some's name.
Yeah, well, I'm
And so,
stuffed if I'm reading off their names.
yeah, absolutely. So I trust that you're seeing your question up there, and I trust that you'll forgive us for the confusion over the pronunciation. Do you see the true love coming into my life for the next year or so? I keep on feeling it. I've been dealing with so much hurt in a connection. You know what? Even as I'm reading your question, my energy wants to pick up. I want to literally go around 12 months, okay, from this point that's here. I feel like when I'm at that 12 months, though, when I sit in relationships, I don't, unless I'm specifically looking for the beginning, I'm not seeing the beginning, I'm seeing the relationship existing. And when I go forward with you, literally 12 months, I'm seeing that you are in a relationship around you that connects to a marriage. Okay, I don't feel that you're at the marriage stage at that point, but I feel like you've got that security around you that you know that this is something special. Okay, I want you to be a little bit more clearer in your boundaries when you step into a relationship. Sometimes when we bring energy into us and we have, this beautiful connection with someone and things like that, we all put on our best behavior, we put on our best clothes, we want to shine our best. But what happens when we shine our best is that we set boundaries, precedents around us. A good classic one, for example, is, oh, no, I'm the woman. Let me do all the cleaning in the house. I'm a really good housemaid. I'll do the washing. And then 6 months later, you're like, Jack of this dude just sitting on his ass doing nothing, and I want to say, just be mindful of the precedents that you set around in this relationship, because I feel like this person isn't one of those people that just expects this role and this role. So there's a really nice open-mindedness around it. So don't lock yourself into that with preset notions of what this person's going to want, because, you'll end up kind of kicking your butt a few months later around it, okay? There's no need to do that. 12 months. And I definitely feel that nice marriage connection around you. Mind your checklist. Must have this, must have this, must have this. What I always say is have your checklist, but I want you to leave, I've got a checklist in my hand. I want you to leave 4 squares down the bottom, that are squares that you want to tick off, that are empty next to it, okay? Just be open to a little bit more of things as well. Let the world surprise you, all right? Many blessings and enjoy, and I hope that helps.
Beautiful. Who have we got next?
You're being jerked around. I want to say to you, just as I said, if it looks like a duck, walks like a duck, quacks like a duck, it's a duck, okay? And you've got a pond full of ducks. You're being mucked around a little bit in this relationship, that's there. And I really do want to kind of be gentle with you, as I said, but as I said, I always do want to be honest as well. I'm feeling, there could be more effort that's put in, and I feel like you're being taken for granted a little bit. And I almost feel like if this relationship was just let to feed out on its own, that we could very much result in marriage. My concern is how you're going to feel in that relationship. Okay, so you need to start voicing your needs, your wants, your desires that are here, and if they're not addressed in return, you need to accept that that is the truth of this relationship and allow yourself to move forward. Okay, it's time to lay all the cards on the table. Sometimes people don't realise what they have till it's gone and all of that sort of thing, so I don't necessarily want to cut it off, but I want you to be really mindful. If there are flags waving around you and you choose to ignore them, expect them to come up again later, okay? You need to pay attention to what's happening now. Lay all the cards out on the table. The response is your truth. You need to accept that. Let it go if it's not what's going to meet your needs, because I do actually feel a nice relationship connection around you. So if this isn't it, don't waste your time and energy, okay? Because as you do, you keep altering when this other person that is meant to be there steps in, all right? You've got a really nice, beautiful energy. You've got a lot to give over. Don't let these people take advantage, okay? I hope that helps. All right. Maybe not what you wanted, but I hope that it helps. So I'm working. I'll be out in a minute. That's okay.
Hi, Baba.
All right. Okay. Any excuse. She's telling me she's got a shirt and she's put it up and her eyes were open and the shirt's gone in her eyes and now they hurt. She's supposed to have bad nose. She's like busting her butt to get in there. There we go. Natalie, you get it. All right. You absolutely do get it. Feeling taps on the shoulders at random time. My little one that's just come in then, has been using reincarnation as an excuse to be naughty since she was like a year and a half old. Oh, that's all right. If I get hurt, I'll just go up there and come back down again. She tells me. All right. I've always been feeling taps on the shoulders at random times. Can you please tell me who it is? I actually feel like it's an assortment of people. I don't actually feel like this is just one spirit. I do actually feel like your daughter's been experiencing this probably since, she had visual context. Think about her being a bubs and looking up into the corner, those random little smiles, perhaps conversations seemingly to nowhere. And I know that, little ones tend to do that at times, but I think you'll kind of understand what I'm talking about with this. I want to actually say to you that there's a really nice positive energy around it, okay? So please take everything I say in that positive energy that's there, but I just feel like she needs a little bit of control brought in around it, for example. So like sometimes with children, when we're dealing with them, we can give them like, say, an amethyst crystal or a rose quartz crystal, a clear quartz crystal, all of those kind of things that's there. And we hand them that crystal and we let them know that, and even let them pick out one, even better, and just let them know that crystal holds that energy, that if they're feeling uncomfortable with any spirit that might be coming in around with them, they can use that crystal and just simply ask them to go away. Because in essence, it is as simple as that. We are able to shut down and tell the spirit to kind of back off. But when we're a child, that almost seems too easy, you know? And so if we've got something tangible in our hand, and what better thing than a crystal that holds energy, feels like it empowers them, gives them the control over when they get to come in, okay? You'll find that this energy will back off with her a little bit eventually, but then we'll start tapping back in through the teens, probably back off a little bit through the 20s, and then start coming back in again. You know, this feels like something that is part of your daughter. And so I want to say it's almost just like gentle spirit going, hey, you seem really nice, and, you know, I would like to connect with you for a minute. I don't feel like anyone's actually out to cause her any harm or bother or, you know, anything else like that. But as I said, I do feel this is actually a part of her. I don't feel like it's just one spirit. To empower her just a little bit, just to go, I have control of this and I get to say. And if anyone taps on her shoulder while she still has this and, you know, kind of throws that out, because while they're still building their belief and their faith around it, you know, they can leave that little bit of vulnerability open. Just let her know all she needs to do is say, you know what, not at the moment, or, you know, who are you? Or just let her know that there's a gentleness, there's a niceness here around it. I actually feel like she's attracting younger spirit around her as well. She's got a really nice, caring, giving energy. So even if that crystal assures her that what is around her can only be safe. Okay, I just want to do that because I just don't feel you can turn that off. Mediumship and natural born ability to connect to spirit isn't something that you get to just go, oh no, no more, especially when you're a kid because you don't quite know how to. I spent plenty of nights asleep under my quilt, you know, and just give her a little bit of empowerment around it, and she'll be fine. Honestly, she'll be fine. It's a really, I want to smile with this energy. It's a really nice connection for her. So yeah, I hope that helps.
Beautiful. Hi, Hayley. Thanks for subscribing to our YouTube channel.
I saw your question when I was waiting. There you go.
Well, dun, 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 dun.
Someone told them that I love them. You know what, Hayley? Do you need to say this for your own sake? Or do you need to tell them that you love them because you're hoping that it creates an energy back? Because if it's to create an energy back, I want to say to you, don't bother. And it's not because there isn't an energy back, but because this needs to be done just to clear off your chest. Okay? It's like that lead a horse to water, but it can't make it drink. There's not, you simply telling them isn't going to shift anything. Make sure it's something that you just need to say so you know that you've said it. And if it's simply in any kind of hope, and you obviously need to stick quite honestly with yourself with that, then the motivation's not right. Okay? Will you be moving soon? You're going to have a few delays around moving. The move will come in, but not as quick as what you've expected. But it'll be a happy move. If you take a move that's just like a massive compromise, expect it to be just that. Okay? Feeling like a massive compromise that doesn't quite bring in all the satisfactions. Definitely feeling some delays that keep getting in your way. This is not only money, it's also timing as well. All right? Okay? But yes, the move will come in. Okay, so let me be a little bit more specific. We're moving soon? No. Will I be moving on the other side of Christmas in the first 3 months of the year? Yes. You can bring that energy in on this side of Christmas, but I feel you need to be a little bit more disciplined with your planning, okay? And don't make this an independent journey. Don't do it with like, oh, I know someone that knows someone that knows someone that knows someone. It won't work out. Make it an independent journey, all right? So I hope that helps.
Beautiful. Thank you. Judith.
Yep, you may, Judith. I almost want to say you're going to get the spirit card out if I pull a full deck for you, but I'm only pulling 3 cards. Let's do it. I'll do that again. Nice. Nice. For some reason, I'm like, want to pull you a full spread. I know we don't have time to do that, but I just feel like there's a lot of spirit around you. I feel like you're feeling that, and I feel like the validation would come out in that. Now, the cards that you have drawn are the growth card, which talks about self-awareness, opportunity, and potential. And, you know, spirit very much comes in around us with that as well. It's interesting how strong I want to actually attach with that, like your guides and bits. So let me focus on you. Okay, so you've got the growth card, which talks about self-awareness, growth, and potential. So falling into your own and feeling those energies coming in. Now, your underlying energy is a procrastination card, okay, which talks about just creating delays to avoid action. And this isn't necessarily, I don't want to hit on big, heavy things with this. It could just be bringing in those things that you want around yourself, but you're delaying, but it's time. You need to take a moment. You need to just take a moment and you need to clear that energy around you and you need to focus a little bit more on the bigger picture of what you want. Okay? That's where I feel Spirit is really kind of prompting you towards, okay? I'm not going to pull your whole, just what your story is here. Yeah, crossroads card. Making a commitment to move forward. You need to let go of the binds that hold you. It fills with worry and doubt, but when you let that go, you've got that transformation card. And the final card of what you need to know most is to know that your goals are not impossible. Your goals are not impossible. Don't be afraid to fight for that rainbow, okay? There's a lot of growth wanting to come in, but you're bringing in some delays around it. But as I said, I feel like you know what these are. So I hope that helps. It's time to step forward. You're not going to regret it.
Awesome. We've got Tammy, I think. Tamika.
That might be a thank you for Allan. I don't believe I've read for
Tamika. I've just seen her in the book.
Karen Mesmer. Yeah, I do. Karen, just while I was clicking there along.
Yeah, you can
almost like just putting the plans in place. Just Karen Mesmer.
Can't hear.
Can you hear me now?
You've muted your... Yeah, now I can. Yeah, that was Karen you're doing.
Was not even touching my computer.
Yeah, man, it just muted it, so I was like, what?
Yeah, no, the spirit. What I was saying, Karen, is just make it happen. Like I've seen your name pass me a couple of times, and every time I see it, I just want to go, yeah, just put things in place. Like, you know, if you go, okay, I want to move by Christmas, make sure that you're putting, you know, the financial interest that you need to each time. Make sure that, you know, you're putting the provisions back. Make sure you're not leaving planning to the last minute. Okay, yes, you're in control, but make it happen. That's, yeah, simple answer, but it's as simple as that. As I said, I've seen it a couple of times. I just want to go, yes, make it happen. All right. Pushing the friendship. Yeah, I don't do mediumship on the live feeds, Angel.
Yeah, sorry.
No,
yeah,
that's all right.
sorry. I didn't even read it. I just popped it up.
Simply because, guys, when I pass the message on, I like you to have validation of who we're speaking to. And it always just makes that mediumship connection just that little bit more substantial. So
guys, pop a direct question up and no mediumship. Oh, and I shouldn't have that mediumship banner up.
No, that's all right. I'm a medium. I just don't do it online.
Yeah, I know, but we don't want to be getting them putting up mediumship questions. If you see a question there that you're drawn to, Elizabeth, just tell me and I'll whack it up.
Yeah. Yeah, Brahman, absolutely. Especially with kids. Kids and crystals. When I had my stall there, I was doing the markets every month. God bless those days. Far out, that was hard work. Slugging, man. I used to fill a 6x3 meter gazebo. But the kids were my biggest customers around the crystals, and it absolutely does help because they believe in their energy. So yeah, no doubt.
Awesome. Is it Nicole? Did I put it up?
Hey, this is what's coming up for me. Yeah, beautiful. Nicole Hicks. Your energy feels familiar. Nicole, let me pull some cards for you.
After that reading, I just want to put some confirmation up for you.
Yeah, that's right. Nicole, there's I don't know if you're planning on getting married or got something significant happening in your relationship around there, but I definitely want to say that sits forward. But what I want to focus on with you is so we talk about what's coming up for me. Okay, again, there's almost like there's a couple of choices that's there. I feel like there's an ability to kind of sit stagnant, or there's an ability to pull that energy in. It's almost like you got ideas brewing. You know, you can feel the energy shifting, and it's almost like that's. It's like you feel it, and so that's why you're asking that question. It's like you feel the changes are coming in. So I want to sit nice and positively around the relationship aspects for you. However, just for you yourself, as you as a human, what I feel like, it's not like that, but it's like, you know, like regardless of the love and the connection, how, you know, all of that stuff that's there. At the end of the day, you're a human being on your own as far as your purpose goes in this life, and that's where I say I just want to focus on that. And interestingly, it's really focusing around that. So I want to say keep yourself nice and grounded, you know, and that just talks about connecting in with yourself each day. Check in with yourself each day. I want to share something really, really quickly that I learned. When we do gestalt exercises together, so you just sit there, okay. I just want you to go, okay. I am aware. I am aware that I am a comfortable temperature. I'm aware today I'm feeling a little bit anxious, and check in with yourself. And then at the end, when you feel that you've brought your awareness and say, and I take responsibility for that. It's an amazing exercise. Everyone do it. It's an amazing exercise, even in a positive sense. Yeah, you'll be surprised. Just try it. But I want to say check in with yourself a little bit like that, because the shifts and changes that you want to see are needing to come from within, because you've got that female card there, okay? And that's what that card talks about, that things that you want aren't going to come to you. You need to go, yeah, no, I'm going out and get them, and go out and grab them and bring them to you. You need to clear out the stables, and I feel like there's some energy of this around people as well around you, okay? And it talks about out with the old and in with the new, but please note they're shoveling out the poop, shoveling out the shit, okay? It's time to let go of some of that energy so that you can really utilize your power and get to where you want to be. And that's where I say I feel like it's a choice. There's a bit of hard work in that, but it's like I can sit on this level here and just keep going. That's not necessarily a bad thing, but hey, I know I'm meant to be up here, okay? Do a little bit of work around that. But other than that, as I said, your underlying energy has got nice positive bits and pieces. But yeah, it's almost like got a choice. Do you want, you know, and I don't mean to sound cheeky when I say it, but I'll say what's in my head. Do you want 60% or do you want 100%? It's almost like in the choice of the effort at the moment. So trust that instinct. All right, and I hope that helps.
Beautiful.
Okay, Lorraine, thank you. I'm sorry you addressed that one. It was before you mentioned her pregnancy. No, that's totally okay, Lorraine, because I actually was quite drawn to. So I feel like your question was meant to come up. Yeah, absolutely. Honestly, you do, and you're always welcome to reach out. You know, either to Angel or myself. You've got a beautiful energy that's there, and I reckon that either one of us can just help you tap into that a little bit more. Okay, you're underestimating yourself, and so yeah, I'm glad that you've responded with that. Thank you.
Oh, yeah, I had to put it up.
Yeah, it's such a nice energy that's there. You seem to
We got a viewer from Kirsten.
to Devon. You know what? There's always a little bit of a theme, and I'm with you on that. But I want to say, yeah, just to see that it is what it is. Devon's got a little bit of a swagger in his energy. You know, and I just feel like perhaps you're a little bit more ready to settle than what he is. Okay, this isn't going to get off of your mind until you give it the opportunity to do so. I probably wouldn't rock up there with, a huge bunch of roses and declaring your love. But I want to say it like, all jokes aside, I want to say you need to get this off your chest. You need to be able to move forward. Slow down a little bit, okay? Because I don't necessarily feel that this relationship's a no-go, but I want to say just take a breath, okay? Go with the steps, go with the flow. And if there has been too much delay around it, then, yeah, put your cards out on the table. But I do feel like that pressure kind of does make him back off a little bit. In saying that, though, if it's time and that pressure makes him back off, you need to kind of see that that's what the energy is here, okay? You guys are in slightly different places with each other, all right? So I just need you to kind of acknowledge that. Not necessarily a negative one, but is this a relationship that's going to take you to the marriage and bits and pieces? At this particular stage, he's just not quite ready there. Doesn't mean he won't be, but he's not quite ready there. And if you are, this might be too far out of whack with each other at the moment, all right? So, yeah, very gently, I hope that helps.
Beautiful. Here we go.
Rachel.
Hi.
I want to be cheeky and say a surname. Rachel. It's funny, my surname's always the same, like it's just Bratcher, but it's in such the habit, people go, what's your last name? I go, Bratcher, B-R-A-T. Just Bratcher, but no one spells it right. Anyway. All right, let me pull some cards for what you need to know most. Right. I'll put it for some reason. All good. Well, it's absolutely bucketing down here. All right, nice. Okay. So what I want to say to you is, okay, you've got the seal of the deal card, which talks about making the commitment to move forward. And this is making the commitment to move forward with yourself. It's like really sitting and taking that time and going, yep, okay, this is what I need to do. This is what I know I need to do. I'm doing it. I'm making that commitment. And even if we take a couple of steps back while we get ourselves in check, that's all good. You've got that commitment there to move forward. They want you to know that you're secure in that choice. You are secure in doing that in your life and in your choices. And that talks about, your financial, it talks about, just your safety, your security, everything around you. You are safe to make the choices that you want to. When you settle with that and you make the commitment to move forward, you get the change of luck card, which talks about energies shifting for the better, okay? So make that commitment. You go, yep, no, this is what I'm doing. Just take a moment before you do to regroup, to be mindful, to rest, to really kind of, not go, oh yeah, like that, but sit down and go, yeah, nah, this is what I want. This is what's going to take me. This is what I know I need to do. It's going to bring it all into play. I feel like it's like 12 months, everything's shifting around you. Not everyone around you is going to align with you, okay? So you might find that birds of a feather flock together. Where energy goes, energy flows. When your energy changes and the energy shift for the better around you, don't expect everyone else to fall into place around that. And it's not necessarily a negative thing, but as we progress in life and as we connect deeper into ourselves, it's only natural that people and situations, fall a little bit wayside, okay? And it's, again, not a negative energy. It's just the way that it is. You need to accept that not everyone's in the same place as you, and don't let their energies actually halt your delays, okay? Because you are going to run into some of that, all right? And yeah, you get the completions card straight after it, which, as I said, will bring an end to some connections around you. But, as one door closes, another one opens, all right? So it's nice. Make that commitment to move forward. You've got about 12 months before everything falls into play. I don't want to say there's 12 months worth of chaos. I just feel a really nice sense of going, wow, I'm glad I put that effort in, all right? So I hope that helps.
Beautiful. We have Helen. Helena.
Oh, boys. I feel like we're either talking about sort of.
I don't know if you're talking about in spirit or living.
I believe so, and I believe that they're either two bugs or two sort of twins. I want you to it's an interesting thing that comes up around, and it's something I'm going to share. And sometimes we've just got to trust the energy that comes to and just speak with what's on our mind. And so I'm going to do just that. Okay. The thing around when we lose people and things like that, even if there's a distance, Okay, even if we're not talking about spirit right now, because I know you haven't made that quite clear, but even if it's not spirit, there's a distance that's here because my heart aches. Okay, and so I want to see the same energy between both, and that those relationships, those connections still existed for a reason. You have done something substantial for those energies that are there, and so I just feel like I want to say to you, stop kind of holding guilt and beating yourself up around those connections. Okay, but I also want to say to you that's there that you've had a lot of the background behind you, and it's almost like I feel people coming in. Am I around? Yep, there I am. Okay. And so I always feel like people are taking things from you, and it's kind of gotten to you to a point where you're feeling quite drained. You know, a little bit battered and bruised, if I may say. You know, and not obviously in a literal sense, but emotionally and physically and spiritually. You know, and so I want to say to you that it's please allow yourself to bring in that light that's there. Take a moment and to take a breath and to sit a little bit taller and a little bit stronger within yourself. I feel like it's not just as quick as being able to go, whoop, all right, I'm doing this, but start to put that energy in place. Start to put that energy in place and know that you've got the ability to turn things around, okay? But you've got to believe in that. You've got to trust in that. And it's time. It's time, okay? So I hope that helps.
And next we have Tori.
Yeah, Tori, I want to pull some cards for you. Oh, but she got up such a beautiful cheeky energy. All right. So I want to say to you, that's there, and it's I always catch myself when it's not a Anyway, this is just shush and talk. It's funny. I'm quite a literal person and work with facts and figures. So when I get an energetical, I'm like, ugh. So what I want to say to you is just bring a little bit more. Have some patience, and I don't want to say it's not because you're not patient. So I was to say there's a little bit more time before the opportunity comes in. So you've got decisions, crossroads, and choices that are there. Things are falling into place, and I feel like you've been slowly putting all the blocks together to allow this to happen. It's going to happen. You've got your intuition card that says, talks about just trusting your psychic senses, okay? And when I sit and go, okay, what's this about? You've got your jump card that's come out, and that's the love card. Now, this love card does not talk about relationships. Yes, it can lead to, but what this card talks about is getting to sit in your truth, your happiness, your true desires. You know, the all that healthy stuff, all of that stuff that makes us go, yes, I've done something good and I've brought something good in, and all of that beautiful energy that's there. All right, so I want to say over the next 12 months, you're going to see some really nice shifts and changes around you. I do actually feel a little bit of a move around you as well. Keep your energy up. I feel like there might be a couple of draining sources around you, and these connect as either relationships or family. Doesn't mean I need to discard them, but I need to stand strong in my own energy and know that not everyone and everything is going to align to my own self, and that's okay, but I can't let it stop me, okay? And when I do all of that, you've got to recognize there's certain ways around you that aren't working right now, okay? So I want you to have a little bit of patience in that, and as I said, in that will come decisions, choices, and direction. You need to trust in what's best for you, and that's going to lead you to exactly where you want to be, all right? There's a bit of a journey through that, though, as well. You know, a bit of uncertainty, a bit of acceptance, a bit of needing to take a breath, and a bit of needing to let go, but you know that it's time because you've got the dead end card. All right? So I hope that helps.
Okay, it's nearly time to wind up, guys.
What career path will I take? You know, Lynette, can I grab that question back? Yeah. Lynette, I can sit there and I can say to you, okay, so you're going to be a youth worker that works in Blacktown doing this and that. You're going to be in this and that and that and that. So if I tell you that, that's where the energy sits. So as far as what career path will I take, that's up to you to decide. It's not for me to go, this is what you're going to do. However, what I like to do is throw a little bit of energy around it. It allows you to kind of make a decision around that, because I do feel like you're actually tossing between a couple. All right. So let me pull some cards around what you need to know most around your decision, around what career path you are going to choose to take. Okay. Free will is a beautiful thing and it should never, ever be manipulated. All right. Okay, so when we talk about what path I'm going to take, it's a completely different one to what you're on now because you've got the completions path, but I feel like you're already aware of that. So as one door closes, another one opens. And that's where it's saying, you know, you need to sit in your truth and you're on your awareness to actually work out the answer to your question. And then you've got the spirit card that comes straight up, talking about that energy around you. Okay, now I actually want to just see what you pull out here. Yep, see, you got the completions card, you got the death card. All right, there's definitely something shutting down around you. There's new beginnings coming in. Okay, so if your choice is between old or new, you definitely go the new. Yeah. So you got the judgment card that's there, and that's where I'm saying you need to really look back at the decision. You already know the answer to this question. Sit in your gut. Let the first thing, the truth, come to you, and that's what you need to do. All right, that's what you need to do. Absolutely, that's what you need to do. You've delayed making this choice before. All right, and it's time. It's time. So as far as what path you will take, you already know the answer to that. I feel in your guts. You're just having a little bit of trouble latching onto it, but know that it definitely involves a new beginning. All right. So I hope that helps.
Beautiful. Who have we got next? Tara.
Tara, again, make the decision. Why do you want to get the tummy tuck? If it's for your own, you know, I want to look in the mirror and I've you know, be more conscious with where I am. I want to improve my health and I'm struggling over X, Y, and Z and things like that. Then go ahead and do that because I don't actually feel like you're. I feel like it's been a lot of work that's gone in behind your want of wanting the tummy tuck. Okay, so treat yourself. You know what I mean? You've got to set the. If we hold that little bit of belief that it's something we're not ever going to be able to do, you know, it kind of tends to stay that way. And I don't feel like, logistically speaking, this is something that's an answer of no. It's an answer of yes. But you actually got to believe that one, you're worth it. Two, you're entitled to it. And three, that it will happen. Because if you don't put that energy into place, you'll always have a reason to either spend that money or not put that effort in because in the back of your head, your subconscious is telling you it's not going to happen. Whereas if you actually held that belief of truth and go, set yourself a goal, in 12 months I'm going to do this, then that, say, $500, it might go, oh, you know what, okay, that's not going to happen. We'll go away for the weekend. Then takes away the resources for what you're meant to be doing. And it sputs the energy. You understand what I'm saying? Okay. Will I ever get a tummy tuck? You want it. Make it happen. It will happen. But you've got to believe it before it's going to happen. You're worth it. You've worked hard. Okay? The only reason it won't happen is because you keep not letting it happen. And I want to be gentle and kind with that because it's not like, no, it doesn't matter. So no, it does. And you're very generous in your energy and you're very loyal in your energy. But do that same thing for you too. You've worked hard. Okay? Let yourself have what you deserve. So
Beautiful. It's beautiful. We've got Rosa, but I can't find her message, but she keeps commenting, me please.
All right, let's call Rosie.
Oh.
All right, who am I reading for? Rosie?
Rosie, yeah. I went down the comment.
Pull your cards, what you need to know most. All right, Rosie, you've got a detox card that comes out, which talks about the fact that it's time to let go of what no longer serves. And this card's very different to the clearing out the stables card and letting go of what no longer serves, because the detox card, it's a volcano. And I want you to imagine that, you know, you see that volcano that sits there and it may not have erupted for like 50 years, but for the 20 years prior to the eruption, building up, brewing. and that's what happens. And so the warning around that card is that this is something that's not new. It's not a new energy that's there. It's something that's been needing to be cleared for a long time. And if you don't acknowledge it, you're going to get the explosion happen. All right? And just to accept that beginnings and endings are a natural order of things. So allow that detox to come in and know that Spirit's got your back. Spirit is supporting you with this. You feel it, you know it. You know it's time to make some changes that are there. Don't be afraid to let go. It's going to be something that you never look back on and regret. All right? So I hope that helps.
Now, are you drawn to anyone there, Elizabeth, before we wind up?
To be honest, I haven't actually had a lot of time to read the questions because I've been boom, boom, booming.
Yeah, light work.
That's so funny. I was just reading exactly the same comment. Did you hear me start to read it out? Yes, we can see your comments. That's what I wanted to say. Samantha Madigan. Okay, Samantha Madigan, you can be my last reading for this evening. Can
Who
I
is
please
it?
get some guidance?
Samantha, was it?
Yep. That's the one.
There you go.
You've got a really nice, strong business energy around you, okay? So it's either a financial link in or an idea around. And even if you're not there yet, even if it's just like a management perspective that's there, I want to say to you, you've got, I know it might sound a little bit crass, but, one of my things is you got to have balls. And I'll tell you, you've got balls. And I want to just say to you, acknowledge those. You've got a really nice, strong energy around where you want to go. So I just want to pull you some cards as well. But as soon as I look at your picture, I'm like, ooh, some power there. All right. Yeah, nice. So you've just got the Stand Strong card, which talks about, you've got this. And that's what I'm saying. As soon as I look at your picture, I'm like, yeah, you've got some really nice, strong, powerful energy. You've got the Joy card that comes in, okay? And that's exactly as I said, we want to resonate. Where you're moving towards is joy, peace, happiness, and harmony. Don't be afraid to, I kind of almost want to split. It's almost like things professionally are going really good. Things personally a little bit kind of around, okay? And if I pull some energy around that, you've got the Dead End card, okay? So just acknowledge that. Let me just follow that a little bit. Then you got the Clearing Out Stables card. And you got the External Conflict card. So I want to say on the personal side of things that the energy sitting quite different to the career side. So just, looks like a duck, walks like a duck, quacks like a duck. Don't let that energy hold you back, because as I said, when I look at you immediately, I want to go, yeah, really nice, strong energy that's there. Professionally speaking, you're on par, keep doing what you're doing. Personally speaking, have a look around and see if anything actually feels out of kilter with you, and I suspect that it does. I want you to acknowledge that, okay? It needs some truth laid into it, and I don't want to say you aren't being truthful, but kind of calling it out for what it is. Otherwise, this energy is actually going to hold you back in your progress. It needs to be cleared out, and it needs an acknowledgement that this way does not work, all right? So I hope that helps.
Now, I know you said that was your last one, but that lot of work will come back. Do you want to just take a quick look at it?
Sorry, you're breaking up a little bit. I missed that.
That one from YouTube, that light worker.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. No worries at all.
She's not doing spirit, but we'll just see what's going on for you.
Right. Look, at the end of the day, even when I'm working in a psychic capacity, I work 100% with my spirit guides, and your spirit's going to end it. That's why I can't remember your reading 5 minutes later, because it's
Me too.
So, it was so funny. I was doing a reading the other day, and I said this really profound sentence, and I was like, oh, wow, that was like so cool. And I went to write it down and literally could not remember it. And it's like, damn you, channeling. So, yeah, it's all good. It's all good. All right, love, finance message from Spirit. Been overwhelmed for years now. All right. Love and finance, love and finance. As you would have just heard me say to the last person, keep those two things separate, okay? Pleasure and business, as they say, doesn't mix.
Oh, you're welcome, light working.
I feel like, okay, when you actually acknowledge that, and it's not that you've got the two completely blended, but you've got this energy. I feel like if I say to you, I need, you're like, how can I? You've just got this overwhelming sense of compassion around you that's awesome, and I don't want you to lose that in any way, shape, or form. Do I want you to lose that? But I want you to honor it a little bit more. Okay, you're letting your beautifulness get in the way of your professional awesomeness. Okay, I know it might sound a little bit kind of wacky, but that's kind of what I want to say with it. It's there, your emotions, I feel, have kind of created a little bit of a halt around. And when you just sit and bring that balance in, okay, you've got the transformation card that sits there, which talks about blossoming into true self, allowing the healing to come in. Love has hurt. Absolutely it does, okay? But if we keep hold of it and we keep that why, anger and frustration and hurt, that's what we exist in. Our subconscious doesn't know that what you're imagining and you're feeling the hurt and you're allowing yourself to feel the anger and your adrenal glands are letting go. Your subconscious doesn't know that situation is not real. And so that moment stays alive, around and around and around and around. You let the healing come in. Boom. Prosperity card sits there right after. All right? You're an intelligent person. You're very intelligent. You've got a very strong business sense around you. Separate the two things. I don't want to say just let go of the past, because I know it's sort of simple as that. But going around in circles and asking why and how and why, it's got to go. All right? Allow yourself the peace and energy to know that you're a beautiful person and that sometimes energies are what they are. Shit happens in life, okay? Once you do that, that transformation comes in and that beautiful prosperity card is where you end up. All right? Financial growth, security, and abundance. So I hope that helps.
Okay, guys, we can see all your questions coming in, but we've just run out of time. I'm so sorry. She's already done over. So yeah, but she'll be on the next couple of weeks. I'll bring her back in before the Christmas break, hopefully, and she will be touring with us next year. And you can also find her on the Royal Psychic Reading Room page, or on the website. So jump on there, and you can find out all her details and her links. If you click on Elizabeth's name in the post prior to the event, that'll take you straight through to her pages also. Okay, so she's quite easy to find on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. Okay, so thanks for joining us tonight, Elizabeth.
You're welcome.
All right, and we're going to call it a night, guys, and we look forward to seeing you all again next week. Bye.
Bye.
Okay.